this patient was referred to me for endodontic retreatment of tooth number 8 1 year ago. And as you can see, here's the date. Okay, according to the patient, the root canal was done 5 years prior. And patient says, I have no symptoms. I have no issues, no symptoms, no problems with this tooth. So you can see previous root canal. Tooth was discolored, so patient was unhappy about the discoloration of the tooth. But you can see that large periapical relucency right there. Okay? Because patient had no symptoms, we requested x-rays from the dentist who had done the root canal 5 years prior. So take a look here. So this is the tooth before the dentist did a root canal. No periapical relucency. See that? There was no periapical relucency prior to the root canal. This is another x-ray that we got from the general dentist while he was doing the root canal. This is his working length, PA. Again, no periapical relucency. Where's the rubber dam clamp? So it's obvious that this dentist didn't use a rubber dam and introduced saliva, bacteria, microorganisms from the patient's mouth as he was doing the root canal. Okay, that's why it's important to use a rubber dam, make sure it's sealed, and do everything under a rubber dam, and everything needs to be sterile and clean and what have you. There's a proper way to do root canals, and this is not the way to do it. And again, you can, as I said, you can see that there was no periapical relucency. So that large periapical relucency that the patient has now is indeed an active infection, regardless of whether she has pain or not. We're dealing with an active infection because, again, it wasn't there before the root canal, and then now suddenly there's a huge periapical relucency 5 years later. This is another angulation of the tooth when I saw her a year ago, and again you can see that large periapical relucency. So we went over options with the patient, and patient said, let's go ahead and try to see if we can save the tooth. She was going to get a crown. Again, the tooth was discolored, and she's a young pretty girl, so she wanted to get a new crown. So we decided to go ahead and redo this root canal for her, with the possibility that later on we might have to do an apical, because this could have been a cyst. So the goal was to go in, redo the root canal, MTA plug, just have the tooth prepared, just in case if later we need to do an apical, we're good to go. And take a look. This was immediately after we redid the root canal for her a year ago, and you can see here's the date. So immediately after we redid the root canal, MTA got extruded out. Was I worried about it? No, I wasn't worried about it. MTA is the most biocompatible material that we have. So I wasn't worried about MTA extrusion. So MTA, plug, and got a perchance sealer. And told the patient, come back and see me in a few months so we make sure that everything's going well. Patient agreed. And this was today. 1 year post-op of tooth number 8. What happened to that huge periapical relucency? Almost completely healed. Did MTA extrusion have any negative effect on the outcome? Nope. Patient has a brand new crown on the tooth and looks fantastic. And let me put them next to each other so you can see what we accomplished. By the way, we redid the root canal in one appointment. So it was a one appointment endodontic retreatment. We didn't do it in multiple appointments like some of you believe that it should be done. Another example of one appointment endodontic treatment or retreatment has the same outcome. As long as the canal is dry, you can obturate, and that's what we did, one appointment. So This is the side by side 1 year ago before we did the root canal. This is how the patient presented to me for endodontic retreatment, for consultation for endodontic retreatment 1 year ago. And here's the date. I'm just covering her name. Okay, so as you can see, before we redid the root canal for her in one appointment 1 year ago, and this was just now, 1 year post-op of tooth number 8, and here's the date as you can see today, just now. If I zoom out, you can appreciate what we were able to accomplish 1 year ago today. 1 year post-op of tooth number 8. That huge periapical lucency is almost completely healed. This periapical lucency is bone destruction. So she had a hole right above the tooth under her nose. Huge hole. The infection had just over the years had eaten away and destroyed her jawbone. And almost all came back, and the rest of it will come back as well. Again, one appointment, endodontic retreatment, and MTA extrusion. No effect on the outcome of endodontic treatment or retreatment. And this is another example proving my point. 1 year post-op of tooth number 8. Pre-op, 1 year post-op.